Hi, I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And you're listening to the Forgotten Cinema Generic Ad.
Join us every Wednesday as we talk about films that seem to be forgotten by audiences, whether it be because a more popular movie was released at the same time or the film simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the film, maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. You never know, you might find your own forgotten gem. Forgotten Cinema is available wherever you get your podcasts or at ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com or ForgottenEntertainment.com, as we are a proud part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
I swear I talk more in the episodes.
Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me are two men side-scrolling their way back from the Mushroom Kingdom. It's Shane Beauregard.
What's up?
And Chris Brodell.
We're hitting the pipe. No,
Pipes.
wait a minute.
Pipes.
Pipes.
Plural.
Yes. We're all warped out already. It hasn't even started yet. I love it. In this episode, we are going right back to the 80s. I don't know why I did some odd radio DJ voice thing. I don't know. It's like I didn't live in the 80s. I just somehow picked some cartoonish thing to do. All right, let's go back to 1985. I don't know what that is anymore, but I know what we are doing in this episode. We're going to talk about the video games of the 80s and the movies that have been created recently about them. It is going to be Tetris a little bit later, the new Taron Egerton movie on Apple TV+. And up front, we are going to be the old man in the room, the big dad energy of Super Mario Brothers movie that made all the money, I think, over the weekend. I don't think they left a dime for anybody else in the world, making $375 million over the weekend, including $204 million domestic. That is insane.
Marvel money, son.
It is. It's a lot of mushrooms to buy. So thank God I was on mushrooms while we were watching it, though. It made for a much more pleasurable experience. Just don't have the blue ones. They make you feel small. Then your kids have to drive you home. It's a very weird thing. But this was the big thing over the weekend. Scores are as expected, where, critics are all up their butts about it, like they were never a child playing an 8-bit game before. And then, the audiences enjoyed it. They had their nostalgia fill, and we'll see how we feel about it, of course. But just to give you those scores, 7.4 IMDb, 3.5 Letterboxd, 57 Rotten Tomatoes score, 96% Rotten Tomato audience score, and a 47 Metascore. Yikes. This, of course, is the adaptation from years of Mario games that has been for, through almost 40 years at this point. Movie's about a Brooklyn plumber named Mario, ever heard of him, who travels through the Mushroom Kingdom with a princess named Peach and an anthropomorphic mushroom named Toad to find Mario's brother Luigi and to save the world from a ruthless, fire-breathing Koopa named Bowser. This has the voice talent of Chris Pratt as Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. I'm not going to get that right. It's too much of the P's there. Jack Black as Bowser, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, and Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. This is directed. There's like 4 different directors listed, but there's 2 that are kind of the mainstays there. Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelinek, who both worked on Teen Titans Go to the Movies, as well as other Teen Titans Go stuff. And this is written by Matthew Fogel, who has written multiple kind of like family films before, including Minions: Rise of Gru recently. So without further ado, guys, this was a big 80s weekend, as I mentioned. Even my kids were like, hey, we were over our friend's house, and they were playing like an 80s station, and we like 80s music now. I'm like, oh, great, cool. And now I just started playing 80s music all weekend. And, of course, there is some in this movie as well. So let's get into it. Chris, I know your daughter did
Yes.
her own review that you posted on Instagram under your Arguing with Myself
Yep.
moniker there. How did she feel about how was the whole experience? I want to know the experience stuff first, because for us as dads, this movie could be hell on earth, or it could be like, wow, I feel everything right now because it's like my child self sitting next to my child self. So how was it for you?
So, a little backstory. I'm not huge on games,
Okay.
but I grew up with Super Mario Brothers. I know all the controversy that came along with this movie, with Chris Pratt being cast as Mario.
Yeah.
I still don't understand it. Maybe you guys can explain it to me.
No.
But she had no interest in this movie. But a little turn of events was she dragged me to, was it Dominion? Jurassic World Dominion. I dragged her to this.
Right.
And
So-
for the most part, she liked it. She liked everything about it until towards the end. She was like, "This is long. Is it over yet?" I was like, "Yeah, no, it is long."
90
but-
minutes.
Well, for a child, 90 minutes is, a 3-hour epic.
Yeah, how long is Dominion? 220?
She's into that. She's into that.
Yeah. Sorry, there's not enough carnage. Although we'll get to that in a minute, because I felt like certain moments I was like, Jesus, pull the reins back, Bowser. Anyway.
But overall, when I went there, we got there by the skin of our teeth, 4:00 on a Saturday, and everyone was in the theater. But we made it, and everyone was very respectful of the movie. And you would be surprised that you have a theater full of kids.
Yeah.
That it would be the other way.
Right.
But no, I think once again, my daughter and I were the loudest ones in our section. There was something that just took us. It just tickled us, and we were laughing uncontrollably.
Right.
But overall, you got to hear it. You got to see what was going on. There was no pee breaks because hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. I like going to the movies with my kid.
Yeah. Same here. And I enjoyed the experience. I took both my kids, and they were super pumped, especially my son, who is all about Mario. Over the pandemic, I got a phone case for my phone, and on the back of it was basically like kind of like a retro game thing. It was kind of like a Game Boy, and I would play Mario, and they would watch me play, and then they would play a little bit and try to do that stuff and get into the game. So it started there, and then my son went through all the TV shows. He watched the Captain Lou Albano ones. He watched the animated stuff. He's all on Tubi and all these other ones that have all the old stuff that he enjoys. And then right before we went, I bought them the game Life, the board game Life, but the Super Mario edition of that, and they've been playing it nonstop at the behest of my son. So they are into it. They got into it, and yeah, they had a really good really good time, except when like the turtle skeletons come out of the ground and some of the like scarier
Kinda
stuff
freaky.
in the dark forest or what have you. Like that kind of got to my 6 and 8 year old a little bit, but outside of that, I think they bounced back quite nicely. Shane, how about you? What was your experience, bud?
Well, I went by myself because I didn't feel like taking a small loan out to take my kids to the movies again.
Uh-huh.
So
Trench coat? Did you wear the trench coat this time?
I left that back this time. I used my duster. I bought my duster out.
There you go.
So I went Friday to like a early or late afternoon, like 3-ish kind of show, and it was packed. I mean, It was packed. And I heard the ticket guy said it's pretty much sold out all day. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Because as we said before, this is in our wheelhouse. Like, yeah, your kids play it and stuff, but like this is kind of is for like, yes, it is for kids, but like it's for our age group as well. Like this is what we grew up on, and it's been over 30 years since we had a Mario Brothers movie, per se, if you want to call that one a movie.
You mean the first one, the dystopian nightmare?
Yes. But I probably like this movie more than I should. Yes, the plot is ridiculously thin, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, for me, it was fun. I like the soundtrack. I love the voice work. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. And it was fan service, and they kind of hit you over the head with it a little bit with like with him playing Kid Icarus, and you had all the Easter eggs in there. And I enjoyed it though. Like, I enjoyed it, and it didn't feel overly long for me. But yeah, I mean, they're probably going to make a second one based on the box office returns of this. But no, I had a good time. I took it for what it was, because let's be honest, it's two plumbers in pipes. Like, what kind of plot do you want this movie to have? You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be a simple movie, and it worked for the most part for me. Like, I had a good time. Is it as good as like Teen Titans Go to the theaters? No. Is it as good as like Wreck-It Ralph? No. But it's a good time anyway.
And the animation, I think, was the thing that stuck out for me the most, because it is a gorgeous movie to watch.
It is.
I mean,
colorful.
Oh, yeah. Illumination crushed it. And they usually do. I mean, for how much you may or may not like the Minions series, the Gru series, whatever you want to call it, those movies look amazing. And they keep getting these high-value properties, and they're just printing money right now. And like I said, this one absolutely dominated the weekend. It got to the point, like, I don't know when they did this, but around me, and obviously Chris is still around me, but like at one point they started the showings at 10 a.m. and they were going like you know, rush hour train schedules where it was like every 15 minutes they had a new Mario about ready to play. It was so crazy because they had the IMAX taken up. They had the regular 2D showings and all the like other type of fancy, like pristine stuff in between. So I don't know, man. This it's no doubt it made money, because every showing I saw was half to 3/4 filled, and there was like 25 showings in a day.
Yeah, I'm not big on the 3D, so I was kind of avoiding that.
Right.
But like I said, we got there by the skin of our teeth. We went for the 4:00 show, and we got stuck in the line of concession line.
Yeah.
And we got into the theater like maybe almost 10 after, and the previews were still going. So it was just like, okay, we didn't miss much. And I think having that tack on to a movie, any movie, it does seem like a long time. Because I think we got like 3 or 4 trailers before the actual movie.
Oh,
and
at least.
You know, of course, you know, Liv is just like, I'm not interested in that. I'm here for the main feature.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, the theater was packed. The lobby was packed.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is like 4:00 on a Saturday. Like, this should have already been done with.
Yeah, it's almost dinner time. People should be gone.
Yeah.
And
I was just shocked. Like, I thought he would do okay over the weekend, but like the numbers that it's pulling in, I am flabbergasted. Like, I really am. Like, I did not expect it to be this massive of a freaking hit. So,
and this is a movie that's going to be very rewatchable for that age level. I'm telling you, it's going to have strong legs. Like, we're talking about 204 million domestic opening weekend. I can see this. If it makes a billion domestic, that's incredible. That's like I think the first Gru movie, maybe level or more. You know, if this tops Maverick, which it should, like on all levels. This is the thing too. Like, most of these type of movies were pulled from the theaters because Disney kept putting stuff straight to Disney Plus. So now it's like this huge event thing that's a 4-quadrant movie that's just touching every bit of the family experience, from the parents and the adults and everybody in between. Even my parents were like, cool, because, you know, the mid-'80s, my parents were in their 30s, so, and they saw us get the early Nintendos and played along and did what. So it's like, that's not outside of the realm of possibility either. So even the grandparents are like, yeah, forget it, let's go see Mario, you know, because it's just this cultural touchstone that's everybody. So this movie could just keep going and going, and I don't think there's another, quote, kid product, probably until Little Mermaid in the middle of mid to late May.
Ugh.
So, and even then, that's not exactly geared towards boys. And, my son, who, is all about it and wants to play Mario Kart every time we're in the arcade and all this stuff, this is the movie. So I could see that him asking, I think he already asked me if we could see it multiple times. My daughter might have even the same way. So that's incredible for a movie like this, because I don't remember the last time a kid's movie did that. Usually it's like that big weekend, like Moana is like still the biggest thing on Disney Plus. So like was Moana that big? I don't know.
I don't. Go ahead, Chris.
No. I was just going to say that I think also having the controversy of Chris Pratt being the voice of Mario, like I think that happened
it did
way before.
Nothing to slow it down.
No. But I think it was on people's minds even before we saw like the first trailer. People were like up in arms, and I don't understand it. It's voice work. It's. What do you want a true Italian to play it? Do you want him to be problematic and have that broken accent? It's like you can't make both sides happy.
Right.
And and I do find, I don't know if you guys heard this, but in the movie it seems like his accent would come and go throughout.
A little bit, and especially because they early on with the commercial being like that really hammy version that we're used to, that they kind of tongue in cheek was like, oh man, what the hell, that crazy stereotype, what's with the accent, and then kind of went from there where he kind of toned it down and did, a pretty straight version, and then would even lose that from time to time. So it wasn't that big a deal. And Charlie Day, I think he fits pretty well. Yeah, he just played himself. Yeah, so it wasn't that big a deal, and I think it kind of fit because I liked the high voice Charlie Day as opposed to the lower voice, Chris Pratt. So that at least worked side by side. I thought they had good chemistry. So I'm not going to complain about that aspect of it. And I thought Anya Taylor-Joy killed it as Peach, and Jack Black. I think even if people didn't like the trailer, which I didn't really like the trailer, to be honest, but Jack Black as Bowser makes complete sense, and he crushed it. Every time he was on the screen and doing that, I still am singing the Peaches song over and over in my head. So, and they knew what they had with the extra credit scene, doing it again with the little version and everything else. So this was smart. And the only things that didn't make sense to me, and I said it to people when I got home, I was like, why are all the Kongs Jewish? Like, it didn't make sense of so, obviously Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong, the father, and he does it as almost like he's like a New York Jewish person, he's like Larry David being Cranky Kong. And I was like, what are we doing? And it felt like everybody was talking in some kind of New York Jewish accent. I was like, okay, that's a choice. Did you guys feel the same, or am I just too close to it because I have those type of people in my life?
Yeah, you might be a little close to it. I did notice Fred Armistead's voice, like you said. But yeah, I picked up on that, but I didn't really give it much thought. But those were my favorite scenes of the movie. Was the whole anytime Kong and Mario were on the screen together. Yeah, those are my favorite parts of the movie. Those are my favorite scenes. Yeah, I had a little issue, and I know the plot of the movie is he has to go find Luigi. I just thought Luigi was sidelined for too much of the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a little bit of Luigi because honestly, I played with that character the most when I played Mario Brothers. I didn't play with stupid Mario. I played with Luigi. I'm a Luigi guy.
Well, not only that, if you had brothers, a lot of times I had an older brother. I was never Mario. So I had to enjoy being Luigi and like it, So, but I agree with you. I thought the same thing, especially because I like that play off of Pratt and Day. That worked really well. If anybody is the loser in this movie, it's the borough of Brooklyn, who is just underwater, and then it's like, whoops, we got to go in this pipe now. Screw that you guys are underwater. I love that whole experience where it's like, yep, okay, we're going to go save Brooklyn, guys. All right. Oh, crap. Luigi fell down this pipe. Whoops. And then they go back and Brooklyn's just fine. I'm like, well, apparently they don't need you.
There was cones. There was cones in the road, so
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Or maybe that's why there were so little people on the streets, is that they all drowned and it turned into like a big thing. Just sorry, Brooklyn's dead now.
You got as dark as the skeletal remains chasing after Luigi.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about. Can we talk about the existential dread star that was locked up with them?
Oh my God, I was dying. I
think that's what we were laughing at. Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
laughing at. So loud.
The whole theater was laughing. Anytime that star would talk, the theater would just erupt. Like yeah.
Well, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, the only way out is the sweet release of death. And I was like, oh my God, it's some Mario movie.
I have to look it up. I got to find out who that kid is. That is the sweetest voice to give us impending doom.
Yeah.
But
and
is
the
that
whole penguin?
Is that from a game? Like, is that star supposed to be
just
something?
Like, you're all locked up. You're all gonna die.
Yeah, I kept trying to figure it out, but I couldn't place it from any video game. I thought maybe it was like part of one of the Mario games, but I couldn't figure it out. But I love the penguin's reactions to to that star character.
Yeah. I don't know, but like, there are a lot of times in this movie where I was like, "Woof!" Like when Bowser's whole thing is, "I'm going to kill Luigi," like putting it in playing language. I was like, "Wow!" Right. A lot of movies don't do that, especially movies aimed at the younger age range. So that I found pretty crazy. How did you guys feel about like some of the more? I think some of my favorite scenes, and maybe this says something to you, Shane, too, as you're like the Donkey Kong stuff too. But I liked it when they did like referential stuff where it's like, I felt like Rainbow Road was like Mad Max, like almost the whole time. Like they were almost really trying to make it seem like that, especially with some of the vehicles and everything. And then at one point, with Bowser and the sacrifices of the people to the lava, it got very Temple of Doom for like a long stretch of this movie that I was like, okay. And so in my head, I was like, all right, is Toad Short Round and Mario's Indiana Jones and Peach is Kate Capshaw now? And like, I just kept like going, all right, and Bowser's the cult leader guy, the Shabai guy. Like, I was like, all right, let's do the whole thing. Please, let's just do it. But I don't know. I liked some stuff like that. And, for a movie, I was just like, this year we've talked about it. It's full of like 3-star movies that like just, tickle you in some way that you're like, I can't hate you, no matter what. Like, and this one, it's the same thing. And even up against some of those other 3-star movies, there are things that I'll remember that stick with me from this movie that maybe those other movies didn't, where maybe they're a little better quality movies. But this one, like I said, the Peaches song sticks in my head. There's like those things that we were just talking about, the Rainbow Road stuff and the Temple of Doom kind of stuff, and some of the Easter eggs, and even the post-credit stuff. My kids are still talking about, ooh, the Yoshi egg. I wonder what they're going to do with that. So, well, spoiler alert, I don't give a shit. But it's a kid's movie, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, I think this movie is basically what you guys were saying. Like, it's just fun enough and it's just good enough that it's going to make a truckload of money and make families happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I did like that scene you're talking about when they were making their cars, designing their cars. And I love the soundtrack to this movie too. Like, I love that Thunderstruck was used when they were doing the car scene.
Yeah.
I love the whole go-kart scene. I mean, it was phenomenal. Like, again, enough fan service for me. But like you said, Andrew, I kept going back and forth. I'm like, it's not as good as Wreck-It Ralph. It's not as good as this. I like it more than the Minion movies. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of the Minion movies at all.
Right.
But no, it's a decent enough movie that I do want to see it again. Maybe not in the theater, but I do want to watch it again for stuff I may have missed the first time I was there.
Yeah.
Because I do think there's probably more Easter eggs that I missed out on watching the movie. And that was fun for me. So, I had a good time.
And Chris, you were talking about controversy. I mean, what movie recently also was controversial coming through and made a bunch of money that was a video game too? Sonic. Like Sonic,
Yeah.
they were like, oh my God, this movie looks like trash. The CGI is awful. What the hell is that? Does Sonic have a dick? What is this? Like, it was a very odd looking thing. And then all of a sudden, that movie makes a truckload of money and has sequels. So I think we're in the same boat here, where it's like, yeah, fine, Chris Pratt doesn't sound like Mario, but it's enough, and people just have fun with it, and you're probably going to see many of these movies.
Seth Rogen was mentioning a spin-off of one of the Kong characters he wants to do. So, yeah.
You know
I think
it's
you're
happening.
Gonna see, right. So I think you'll see multiple projects from I think they'll develop more. Like, let's go as The Legend of Zelda. Let's bring that to the bit. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's
Dude,
just open this up.
That's the first thing I was thinking about when this movie ended. I was like, should I be writing a Duck Hunt movie that's like, anti-gun or something, and somehow make that work out? Or, like Kirby's Dream Land, am I doing a whole universe? Like, I just kept thinking, like, there's got to be a million of these characters, and they're all up for grabs. And to be honest, I was thinking about if the new MCU, the Mario Cinematic Universe, like, are we doing a Wario standalone anti-hero movie? Are we doing a, who's going to lead into who? Is there some kind of Avengers thing for, like, the Mario Kart? Are we going to, now that Fast and the Furious, which, by the way, they played the trailer before us, and I was like, that's very smart. That's so smart,
Right?
though. Like, the Mario Kart bros, I'm like, this is Mario Kart now. They're just fucking just dropping, cars out of helicopters on people and shit. It's like, it's basically Rainbow Bridge, whatever. But I was thinking, okay, so are they going to lead into some larger group up movie with a bunch of different Nintendo characters? Like, is it going to turn into the Avengers? Chris, do you think I'm crazy, or I think
No,
that's
you're
going
not
to happen?
crazy. I'm saying you're a little late to the game, because they probably have a room full of people saying the same thing that you're saying. They probably like,
well, but if this movie
do we
didn't
have
make-
that? No,
Yeah.
but it did.
I think
It made
a lot of things got greenlit. Yeah.
Well, there.
So-
I think Jack was saying that he would be happy to do Bowser, a separate movie with just Bowser as the lead. Right. What Shane was saying before, that Seth wants to do a Donkey Kong movie. They built this studio on the Minions, and look at how much they have of that. They got the Despicable Me and its sequels. You have the side stories of prequels and sequels and side things. It's just, we're inundated.
Yeah.
And, the only people who have to be catered to are the kids that will keep on going to them.
Right. No, for sure. And like I said, I think it's just going to keep going and going. We're probably going to get sick of it, unfortunately, before it gets any better. But I'm hoping now that they know what they have, I'm hoping that there is a better script out there, that somebody's going to do a little better by this. Even though, yes, as I agree with Shane, it's like, yes, they're two plumbers from Brooklyn. How much more are we going to do with this? And to be honest, there hasn't been anything good, really, like, to this point. I mean, like I said, my son watched all of the Super Show with Captain Lou Albano and stuff. Like, those things are ridiculous. They're awful, but, like, it's nostalgia, so you sit there and watch it. But, like, yeah, obviously the John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins movie is notoriously, one of the worst movies of all time. And then, there hasn't been anything since because of that bad taste in your mouth. And now they have a green light to make a bunch of stuff, and we'll see. And I would imagine, because Peach is a big part of this movie, I could see them doing a whole Peach movie too. Like, there's a whole bunch of things you could do, but Well,
that was the thing though. Like, if you think about it, the video game, the side scroller, was Mario had to save the princess.
Right.
Now the princess in this movie has been replaced by Luigi,
right?
And you know, he has to go from A to B to get there,
right?
So they got an A+ on plot there.
Right.
But yeah, overall, it's just like, if they can come up with, if they can expand more on what they got from this into something like a little more cohesive, then, oh my God, they'll rake in the dough like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah. This movie was clearly just, let's show as many worlds as we can. Let's have as many Easter eggs as we can. Let's just make this as fun as we can. And then we'll worry about plot stuff and whatever later. So, yeah. So I look forward to more of it. Did you guys get anything out of the post-credit thing? Do you think that Yoshi is the next adventure? Like, because he's clearly a character that I think kids would go crazy for.
Well, they certainly set it up. I mean, you saw his little cameo in one of the scenes. I forgot what scene it was, but you saw Yoshi himself, like, at some point in the movie.
That's what I thought.
And then you had the post-credit scene. You did. Yoshi was visible for about a split second.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. When it's all said and done, as long as I get my Metroid movie, I'm good. Get Metroid greenlit. Let's get rolling with Samus, and let's go.
Mega Man's an
Mega Man.
product. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. But, yeah, Yoshi seems like the next logical step, so we'll kind of see. Like, I'm sure, like Chris said, they're probably already working on the script as we speak. As the money keeps rolling in, it's like, all right, we're getting this thing going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Sonic did really well, and they made multiple movies, and they revived other animated projects because, like, it seems like Netflix has a new Sonic show like every week or something, and my son watches all of them. So, you know, I'm sure if they did something like that here, they'll just keep doing the same thing. So, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Netflix like scooped up some of the old animated shows off of Tubi or whatever and tried to put them on there and get them right in front of the kids as well. So do we want to do scores and then we can move on to Tetris?
Sure.
Let's do it. Score it up.
All right. I think, again, I'm baffled by Letterboxd once more that this is a 3.5 because I'm like, okay, really? That seems a little high for me. Like, my head wants to give it lower than a 3 because I know this plot is so thin, but my heart is telling me you're an idiot, you're a dad, just give the thing a 3 and move on. So I'm giving it a 3 and moving on.
I echo that. I was because I had fun, and that's the point of going to the movies sometimes. Just have fun with this character I grew up with. I gave it a 3. I couldn't give it anything less than a 3. I almost went 3.5. I really did.
Really?
But yeah, I was this close, but I just couldn't do it because, again, I don't care about the plot of this movie, but it was paper thin, so I had to at least give it a 3.
Yeah, it's funny. And you were, of the three of us, you weren't the one sitting next to your child looking at their reactions too. So that's a pure you response. That's amazing, buddy.
Yeah.
Chris, how about you?
Because I was next to my child, I want to give this the highest score that I can. A 3.
Yeah.
I'll go with a 3 as well.
Yeah.
And not because you talked us into it. No, because of what we said. You know, it was entertaining enough. It was, you know, paper thin as the video game plot was, but now here on the big screen, it didn't really beef up any.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, I had fun, and you know, I got a little video sesh with my my kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, three is fine for this type of movie because, like Shane said, Wreck-It Ralph. Like, my God, that had me go through so many emotions.
Sure.
Like, I got welled up at the end of Wreck-It Ralph. Did I get welled up in this? No, I didn't.
Right. Yeah, I didn't. No, it doesn't really go for the emotions. That is true.
No.
So yeah, to me, this is a 4-star animated performance. It's a 2-star plot performance. So it's a 3-star movie. So I think that's pretty much how you justify it. But the next movie, because we just are loaded right now with not only 80s stuff, but also, you know, Nintendo products. Tetris came out. It's been out for a couple weeks now on Apple TV Plus. This is starring Taron Egerton as Hank Rogers, directed by John S. Baird and written by Noah Pink. This is based on the true events around the race to license and patent the video game Tetris in the late 1980s during the Cold War. So you see a lot of Russia. You see a lot of it's a lot of globetrotting, to be quite honest. But we do spend a lot of time in Mother Russia there. The scores are pretty favorable. 82 Rotten Tomatoes score with an 88 Rotten Tomato audience score. a 3.5 letterbox. So to me, if you're telling me Tetris is as good as Super Mario Brothers, I need to talk to the people who are at Letterbox. And it's a 7.4 IMDb and a 61 Metascore. So this movie, I got to tell you, I mean, some people before I watched it, they kind of leaned in heavier, saying it felt like a Russian Cold War spy thriller. I'm like, that's a little much. It's not. But it is really, really watchable, though. And I think slowly but surely, I know this is maybe late in the game, but I don't know. I liked Taron Egerton to this point. I really liked the first Kingsman movie. The second one is fine. It was entertaining, but it's not anywhere near the first one. But, that movie, he could be a little annoying at times in it. Like, there's a weird arc in it. And to me, I was like, okay, I like Taron Egerton. I'm not fully sold. And then slowly but surely, he's gotten more and more in our lives. And I liked him more. And then I watched him in Blackbird. And I thought that one really sold me on how amazing of an actor he is. And in this one, he is this movie. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. So he is just killing it right now. And I know, Shane, like you were saying, you're a big fan of Taron Egerton too. So why don't you speak on, how did you feel about this movie?
Okay, where do I start with this movie? Yeah, where do I start with this movie? I'm a big fan of his, but for some reason, there were scenes in this movie where he felt greasy and it almost gave me like just chills. Like, like get away from me, man. Like the whole dance thing when he got taken to the Russian club, and he kept like trying to like dance with the guy. Like it just was weird to me. Like it took me a while to wrap my head around his character. Right. I don't know if it was the mustache or what was going on. He was this movie. Now, admittingly, I didn't grow up playing. I didn't play Tetris. Like I gave two squirts about Tetris when I was.
It was my most
Nintendo
addictive
age.
game. I'm in the tank for big Tetris.
Yeah, I know. I was more of like a Zelda Mario. But anyway, but this movie, I thought I had pacing issues with this movie. This movie, to me, at 2 hours was a little on the long side. It started to wear on me as the film went along. I wanted to like this more than I did. I didn't hate it, but I started getting bored with it. And that's a big sin for me. Like I just started getting bored.
Sure.
And I don't know if it's his character or I don't know. I didn't connect with this movie when I watched it the first time.
So here's the thing. I think you and I are going to say very similar things, and I think it's just the tone of voice that we're going to say it in. Because my issues with this movie is that I think some of the scenes are a little repetitive because by nature it is, because it's kind of like a negotiation that slowly happens over time. And I think that if you want to really dig into Taron Egerton's character, Hank, I mean, the motivations for him seem a little not at odds with each other. Like you don't really feel like you know him besides he's motivated to succeed. And,
right.
Mileage may vary on a character like that, of course. And, they try to integrate like his family stuff, but that doesn't really work for me in this movie. But I think the highs of this movie when they're, being followed, when they're dealing with the Russians and all the backdoor dealings and the people in England and seeing those guys and everything else, I was way more into that at the highest highs of part of that. So it got me through the runtime of this movie just based on that alone. And trying to go back and forth with this story. And I thought I was impressed that they kind of found this story and that they really made it into something cinematic enough to tell it. Chris, how did you feel about it, bud?
Bored.
Wow.
It was so boring. Oh my God. They give you so much information to start. I think what you guys were saying is repetitive. Yes, it's negotiations, but my God, it's not going from room to room. It's going from continent to continent. It's like,
Right.
where were we here? We got to go over here. Here's paper. Here's litigation. Here's this. Here's that. Here's backstabbing. I was not lost, but I was just like, what's the point? We know the end result is we got to play Tetris in 89. It was more addictive than, I will say, Candy Crush, and I am a Candy Crusher. But Tetris is so simple, and it was, Russia was Tetrised out even before we even got to hear about it. But it was just
Right.
like, okay, we understand that he literally bet his house on having this. He's dealing with this group. He's dealing with that group. And I'm just like, okay, what? Okay, we get it. We get it. Oh, twist. This person is really this person. Okay. This person's, he's not respected by his father, so he's going to teach his father a what for. I'm just like, okay. The only thing I liked, really, like that really solidified, oh, this is good, is the follow-up of what happened to these people at the end.
Mhm.
I'm just like, oh, good.
Yeah.
That happened there. Oh, that happened there. Good. All right. Something a Wikipedia could have just solved. I didn't have to spend 2 hours
Right.
watching this.
Whoa.
But, listen, I say that, but I didn't exactly hate it.
Right.
So I think it elevates above a Wikipedia entry. I mean, because some people, to me, in
Does
my
it?
life, they already knew this story and they still, yeah, I think so. And I think the
Yeah.
reason is really Taron Egerton, because he elevates that character to where, like I said, if I thought more than twice about it, I'm like, why am I following this character? If anybody in this movie is someone you should be rooting for, and I do, is the creator of the game and how that ends up happening for him and his family. And that's really the drama, quite honestly. But I don't think that drama is enough to sell the movie to make him the main focus versus Taron Egerton.
We should have had him.
Right.
Then we would have had that emotional connection. But overall,
And
he was just like, a MacGuffin. Like, here's the guy that got screwed out of this deal.
And his
Right.
dad,
But,
the thing about his dad and how Russia treated his family over the years, I think there's a lot
Russia
of meat
was
on
terrible.
that bone, but I don't know if they get even a 90-minute if he's the focus. So I understand why they did it, but honestly, I don't know. I almost want to see a reworked version, but I still got enough out of this movie.
No, the Alexei character is probably my favorite parts of the movie. Like you said, every scene he was in, I liked. I liked the car chase scene when he finally picked them up in this small little car, and it went into like the little 8-bit kind of video
I did like
game-ish
those
kind
little
of
touches. Sometimes it was a little much, but I did like those touches.
I liked it. I liked his character. And it just gave you, like, we all know Russia from the 80s, but it kind of like hits you a little bit like, man, these people lived fucked up. Like, I remember the scene where it's like they're waiting in line to get bread or meat, and the guy comes out and is like, yeah, we're out of food. Yeah, tough shit. We're out of food. Like, what? So it does give you like a good perspective of what it was like to be in Mother Russia in the 80s that Rocky IV didn't give you. But, the
there were
Alexei
no
stuff works
dancing bears. I was very upset.
Right. The Alexei stuff works for me. Them trying to shoehorn Egerton's family dynamic in there, like you said, was a total misfire in my opinion. And if they weren't in the movie at all, it wouldn't have made a difference to the movie. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, his wife being in the company, you kind of had to put something in there.
Right.
But I don't get the allure of, especially with how it panned out, of the thing with his daughter and missing stuff at home. It's like, the deal, this is the juice. You don't need the guilt of him not being home because he comes home a millionaire. Spoiler alert, Tetris works. So, and makes, like you said, Chris, we know that we played a bunch of Tetris in 1989.
Yeah.
So there's a story here, but we also really kind of know the ending. So
there was also no pushback from his wife. She was like along his side. She was like, yeah, do this thing. But this one time that you were supposed to be around for your daughter's recital, it's just like you're a monster. It's like,
and which, to be honest, he was already a salesman who was all over the place. Like
Yes.
he's in Vegas at the beginning of the movie at a trade show. Like clearly he travels for business a ton. So I'm sure he's missed more than one recital before. let's put that in perspective. So yeah, I think there are aspects of this movie that don't work. But that's why I said, like, from the start, I think that's why I'm so impressed with Edgerton here, because he is the face of this movie. His character is flawed or inconsistent or however you want to play it. And yet I was engrossed. Sorry, Mr. Board Guy. I was engrossed for long stretches of this movie that I was just like, man, this is getting out of control. This is crazy. So I don't know. I enjoyed myself. For a streaming movie, which again, we all didn't see the movie. I think only I did. I saw Air over the weekend, which is another 1985 time capsule movie of telling a business story and how that kind of unravels too. And Tetris versus Air, they're very similar in a lot of ways in the way they kind of construct the story. So. I'm really interested to see what you guys think when you guys get a hold of it. But to me, I think they're very even. And yet Air seems to be getting because it's Damon and Affleck, I think they're getting a lot more respect for that story. And there's stars up and down. But I think that's why I'm impressed so much by Taron here, because this movie is really just him. There's not other stars here. Like Toby Jones is in it. Woohoo. Other than that, it's a lot of people who are kind of character actors, people we don't really see a lot. So that's why I'm impressed, and I think that's why it deserves, the limited acclaim, because it is an Apple TV Plus movie that it's been getting. So that's my feelings on Tetris. I'm scared to ask scores, but we always do it, so let's do it. I agree with the Letterboxd score. I think this is a 3.5.
Wow. Okay, Chris, you go this time, but I went last time.
Oh yeah, 2.5. 2.5.
All right.
Oh well, I agree with you. I gave it a 2.5.
Wow.
Like again, I didn't hate it.
No,
I didn't hate it.
You guys
I
hate
watched
talking.
it.
I get it. You fucking rubes. God damn it. You're in the tank for Mother Russia, you bastards. I am pro-American. That's what's happening here.
I love the hammer and I love the hammer and sickle, brother. Let's go. No.
Yeah, let's
Fuck your
bring that
Yankee
back.
blue jeans.
Thanks for the Levi's.
Yeah, no, it's 2.5 again. Like I like Egerton a lot, but for some reason it's just the pacing of this movie kind of bothered me.
All right.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that the KGB. I was waiting for them to kill somebody in this movie. I'm so shocked.
Right? Yeah.
That the KGB did not kill him.
They punched one person.
At some point.
Yeah.
That one really shocked me. But anyway, 2.5.
Yeah, I think they were playing it more cold than scary, but yeah.
Right.
At that point in the Gorbachev era, it was a little different. If you went a little before or sometime after, like now, it's a little different. But hey, they needed him alive for business, so who knows?
Yeah, but you could have killed off someone else, or made it implied that person's not around anymore. You didn't have to see it.
Yeah, I'm again
like,
though.
Hey, where's Bob?
Because these people are alive, and we saw the after story, so you couldn't drum up some. But I'm curious to know how close to the actual story it is of what went on. So if a lot of these people, and it seems like they're all still very much alive and have stories to tell, and probably had pieces of this story in books, biographies of these people, and whatever else. So I'm sure there's a lot of information out there. Whether it's all truthful, we'll see. But I'm sure it's pretty close.
Spoiler alert: someone's not alive.
Who's not alive?
Was it the senior Maxwell?
Oh, is he dead? I didn't realize they said he is. I know he left.
He died under different under suspicious circumstances.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's right. I forgot about that part.
His son was kind of implicated in it. But
yeah, even though he got off, but yeah. So
I was just like, ooh, interesting. I want to hear that story.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of little touchstones for a very boring movie. Anyway, so I'm just gonna keep drumming that up.
One thing. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
You like terrible movies. Go ahead.
Excellent. Yeah. So anything else on these things? Anything else over the weekend or something you're looking forward to? Because we got a kind of a odd April to go here. Renfield is the big one this week, I guess. And
Is it this week?
yeah. And then there's not a lot of excitement, but we are still kind of keeping an eye on TV as well. With Barry starting this weekend, Chris, you can finally not watch the trailer and watch the show now. That'll be great. Sweet release.
That is a relief.
Yeah. So there's that. The schedule.
You're gonna laugh, but I'm gonna go see Renfield Thursday. But I also want to see Paint.
Interesting. Yeah, it's out limited right now. It's already out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it around Hollywood South where you are?
It actually is. It has one showing a day at 1:50, so that might be my Saturday movie.
Hey, yeah, I hope it lasts, man, because some of those movies just vanish into the ether.
I know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to The Covenant. You know, Shane, you said you're looking forward to that as well. Evil Dead Rise, people are saying that it's good, but people also told me that Evil Dead remake was good, and I didn't like that at all. So
yeah, no.
I'm gonna wait on that one probably a little bit. We'll see, because again, it's a weird month. Maybe I'll actually go out and check out Dungeons and Dragons, which I think Shane saw and
I did, yeah,
enjoyed at some level. So there's that. Yeah. And Beau is Afraid. We were talking about that off mic, the new Joaquin Phoenix movie there. But yeah, and then I'm not really like full on like, yeah, let's go until Guardians in early May. So, and even then, May, I'm not into Fast X. I don't care about The Little Mermaid. So May's going to be tough too. So, let's all hang tight. Let's watch a lot of Barry. Let's really get back into the TV swing. Also, I was a guest of the Mike and Oscar podcast over the weekend, and that episode is out. I was talking Netflix movies for 2023 and what ones might have a chance at maybe some Oscar glory at the end of this year. So tune into that. Check out that show. It's a very good show. I love those guys. Been on a guest on there for years now, and they were guests on my old podcast as well. Also check out my articles on whatsonnetflix.com, my latest writings on Chupa, the family film that is not going to rival Super Mario Brothers whatsoever, but they tried to pull off some Amblin in Mexico kind of stuff with Alfonso Cuarón's son, who co-wrote Gravity. That's his movie. So check that out. Check out my review and see if we end up on the same page with that one as well. Anything else, fellas, before we wrap this up?
No, that's all I got, brother.
All right. Well, hope you had a good holiday weekend for those who celebrate, and obviously do us a little bit of a solid and give us that 5-star review, subscribe, do the whole thing, and return for more recent activity.